Okay, so now you're supposed to be able to hear me, and in a minute I'm going to switch the screen so that you can also see the screen, and then we're going to go into the webinar. This is it. Okay, so now I need to know if you hear me, and if you hear me, please let me know on the Skype if you hear me. Can you hear me now? Okay, I don't see an answer on the Skype, so does that mean you don't hear me? Yes, great. Okay, and I'm going to shrink it. So, and do you see the screen? Do you see now? You see the Skype, but do you see the thing on the underneath? You don't see the screen. Okay, let's see. Again, so we don't see. Okay, I get you. I get you don't see. I'm going to try again. This is a new system, and it's like giving me a hard time. We're going to try again. Can you see it now? Okay, wait a second. I'll see. I don't want to move. If you see, I'll see it on my I'm opening my phone, my smartphone, so I can get your answer, because if I move from the screen to another screen, maybe I lose it. So in a sec, I'm going to see if you're seeing me or you're not. You see an empty screen, so you do not see the picture yet. Okay, another attempt. I'm going to try again. Here. Now, you see two photographs. Okay, that's me. You see the two photographs. This is not the best way of seeing it. I'm supposed to give you a better way of seeing it. I'm going to try again. And I need you to tell me if you see now on a full screen. Do you see on a full screen? You see only the pictures. You see an empty screen? I see your previous reply, Anna. I need to know if you see. Okay, you see my pictures. Okay, so that's great. I have you on my smartphone. So if anything goes wrong, maybe I see. I'll see that you're signing me on a Skype, and I hope that everything goes well. Only the pictures. That's great. Okay, so this is me. Hi, everybody. My name is Angela. And as you see, I'm either cutting or standing beside the cardboard, and you can already see that the cardboard I'm using is recycled cardboard. This is cardboard that used to be of something else, of a box of something, and everything we do with cardboard that we find outdoors that other people have used and threw away. So actually we recuperate cardboard and we do everything with cardboard. I don't know what Anna has told you, because Anna has been following me and some other artists. I see her everywhere where there's somebody doing stuff with cardboard, but I don't know what Anna has told you. I hope that some of what you're going to see today is going to be a surprise for you. So Okay, I'm missing one picture. So the title of it was supposed to be, a cardboard is a surprise. It's not really what you expected it to be. Just a few words about history. It was invented initially about 200 years ago. Actually, in 3 years, we're going to celebrate the initial invention of cardboard. The very first cardboard looked like the one on the left side, like open. It had two sheets, one flat sheet, and on the top of it, they glued the sheet that is you hope. Do you? Okay, I see that you answered. You keep writing to me. I need to know that you see the pictures moving now. If you see the pictures moving, and if you hear me talking, we're en route. So please write me that you see and you hear me. This is amazing that we can have this conversation from across the one side to the other side of the world, isn't it? So just say yes, tell me that you see and hear, and we will continue. Anna, I'm waiting for your reply. Hello? Okay. I hear you talking and see the two boxes. That's great. So we're en route. So the boxes are the very beginning of cardboard in the world. The cardboard was invented for the purpose of storing men's hats. You remember the cylinder hats, the tall hats of men? Even now, they have special boxes for special hats. So it was initially invented to be a box. The cardboard wasn't invented to be a box. And about 40 years later, in 1956, they actually made a machine out of it and patented it. And it started to be commercialized and industrialized. So this is the very beginning of cardboard, and cardboard not only looked very similar to the way it looks today, but it also was used for the same purpose as it was used for almost 200 years. Almost 200 years, all they did with cardboard was boxes, all kinds of boxes, but only boxes. The main use was storage. And it was discardable. People made boxes, and then after a while they threw them away because they were not the most important part of whatever product they were coming with. And in 51, which is about 60 years ago, we have the very first record of somebody trying to make something else completely different from cardboard. And this guy, I don't even know his name because I was not able to find the entire article. I only got from somebody this cover of the Life magazine. But as long as 60 years ago, this guy tried to make the first chairs from cardboard. Okay, so I see that you keep writing me stuff. If you keep writing me stuff, I have. Great. Okay, I cannot. I already have. Okay, I didn't tell you and your friends, but this is the first time I'm giving a webinar in English, so I need to concentrate on what I'm trying to say. And then all the questions and the remarks keep related because I hear the blob when it comes up, and I'm thinking that something is wrong. So I'm happy that you're excited, but keep whatever you want to tell me, then we'll move to the Skype, and then you ask me questions, okay? So this is the very first beginning of furniture. And then 50 years ago, the very, very famous architect and designer, which is still in the top of design in the world, Frank Gehry. I guess you might have heard his name in relation to his buildings. He's like probably the most famous architect today in the world. He designed and made and manufactured the first collection of cardboard furniture, which was more a gimmick than really a thing to use. But some of those items stuck with us until this very day. I suppose some of you already saw this chair that's on the left side, the one that has this double S shape. So this one is called the wiggle chair. It is posted to this very day at the MoMA Museum in New York. It's an icon. It's a design icon. It's a landmark in the modern design, and also it's being manufactured in factories and being sold over all those years, for 50 years non-stop. It's manufactured industrially and sold. Recently, I looked at its current price. It goes for over $1,000. It is still very strong, and it's still a designer item and icon. And so this is another landmark. And then after 200 years, that cardboard was mainly used for storage, for cardboard, for boxes. And the only two events that we saw regarding doing something else with cardboard were Frank Gehry's and the other guys. Actually, the other guy was not really remarkable. Frank Gehry, because he's very famous, it did make a difference. About 20 years ago in France, they started manufacturing industrial furniture from cardboard. They took it entirely to a different direction. It wasn't a designer item. It was meant to be very, very cheap item. It was meant to service students who have very little studio apartments and people who move often, so they can fold it down. It is based on origami techniques. They could fold it down and just, take it under the armpit and not even have to have a truck to move it. Very quickly, it became a very curious item. People loved it, and even though it was meant to be cheap and cheap looking, it also turned to be an item. So for the past 20 years, there's a big industry, especially in Europe, in France, in Germany, in Switzerland, in Scandinavia, very little in the United States. I don't know about South America, but there is quite a bit of industry with furniture. Now, what we do is we do handmade furniture that we design and make ourselves. The cardboard we use is not the one you see on top. This is like the half layer. It has only one sheet of paper, two sheets of paper, one that is flat and the other that is corrugated. What we use is the double, like the ones on the bottom here in the picture. For our work, we use mainly the double layered, the corrugated cardboard, which has 5 sheets of paper. It has 3 flat sheets and 2 corrugated sheets in between them. And this structure is actually what gives the cardboard strength. And when we go to making things like furniture, but also other stuff, we relate to basic characteristics that this structure gives the cardboard. So, how did I start? About 10 years ago, I was doing all kinds of arts and crafts, just like yourselves. Mainly, I dealt with paper. I love paper. I love everything that has to do with paper. I did a lot of paper mache, and then I went through the internet looking for some new techniques. Mainly, I was looking for techniques to build constructions for furniture that I wanted to make, because other techniques were not dependent enough or were not accurate enough. So I was looking for something that will give me the construction that I could use for paper mache and for building big stuff like big furniture, big statues. And I found this site. I found another site that of an artist that did both paper mache and cardboard, and then she wrote about this guy. And then I tried to look him up in the internet, and I saw that everybody was talking about the same guy. His name is Eric Guillemard, and the very next day I contacted him. So this is his site. The site looks very same to this very day. I even looked at it today. They are in France. This craft of building cardboard furniture was invented in France and almost did not leave France. All the instructional material is in French, and very, very few people from other places outside of France use this technique. If you look up in French, meuble en carton, which is the word in French for cardboard furniture, you will find thousands of cardboard artists. They call themselves cartonistes. I don't even have a good word for it in English yet. I'll have to find a good word. In Hebrew, we already found the good word for it. It took us some time. And then you see, have a look. So when I pushed this button, I had a look. This is what I saw. And when I saw this, I fell in love immediately. The minute I saw this, and there's like 10 of them, so this is another picture, and this is another page. So I already got the notion that the possibilities are endless, and I could actually do everything and anything that I wanted to do with this material. And since I saw, the little picture down here, you see the little woman down there in the bottom left corner. So I understood this is all handmade. So this is her doing the model that's on top. You see the curved model that is very unique, and you probably haven't seen it anywhere. And it is very difficult to make it from other materials, but it's quite easy to make from cardboard. So I understood that this is the work on this item, and immediately I realized more or less what is going on. And what I did the next thing, I went out and I found a huge, box of cardboard, from somebody's refrigerator. I brought it home, and I tried to figure out what is it that I was seeing. And by next morning, I already had my first furniture up. And the very next day, I contacted these people in France, and I started learning from them. So luckily enough, I speak French, and I could communicate with them and read their materials, and I was really lucky to be able to learn this amazing technique. And I've been doing it ever since. I've been teaching people how to design and make their own furniture from cardboard over the past 10 years. And I've been having people coming to me from all over the world, like people like Anna. She called me last year. She wanted to come to the studio. I do not do it anymore, but I used to do it. I used to have people coming to me for, private courses, and from all over the country. And this is why I decided to go online, so that everybody who wants to learn it will be able to have access and will not have to travel halfway across the world to learn this amazing technique. So you see this picture? So this is the picture I looked at when I first tried to understand what is the way it was made. So I saw that they had a few panels that looked the same, that were cut the same shape, in the shape of the form that I was going to make. And then there were, those little sticks in between that were holding them together and giving it volume. So this was the basic, my basic understanding, and based on that, I started making furniture. And after a while, I brought them here, and they taught me the things that I couldn't understand myself from just looking at the pictures. So, and this is another 3 pictures of one furniture that I saw on their site. And also, so I figured out that there is some kind of structure of a grid that they build from the cardboard that gives it volume, and then they cover it, so it's very clear what you see here. Then first you build the inside. It's not full. It's like half empty or 90% empty. It's a grid. It's like hollow, and then they cover it with cardboard, and then they finish it with whatever, paint, etc. And it was clear that they have to finish it with some type of varnish to protect it from water and to protect the color. So immediately I started working on it. And the best way for me to learn is to try things myself. The reason I put this picture here is because this is quite famous all over the world. People do know this picture, and a lot of people ask me if it can be done made from cardboard. So this is made from cardboard. This is also made by one of the students of my teacher, of Eric, and she makes them and sells them all over the world. This is her specialty. But those round ones, wherever you see them, they are cardboard. And actually what we use to make our furniture is just boxes, preferably large size boxes, because it's easier to work on a large item when you have the panels from one piece of cardboard, but you can also stick some panels of cardboard together. So we'll look for double-layered cardboard on the streets, and we pick it up and we bring it home and we work on it. Basically, what we do is we locate where we can find in our neighborhoods cardboard. Sometimes you can find a shop that has it. Sometimes you can find factory or a company that throws away cardboard, you can always find somebody that will supply you with used cardboard, and instead of throwing it away, you just take it and you make amazing stuff from it. And it's quite easy once you know what to do. We start with a flat drawing of whatever it is that we want to do. This is a flat drawing of an armchair. Actually, it's an armchair of an artist that does in a different technique entirely, but she works in your neighboring country. She works in Argentina, apparently, and I saw one of her armchairs, and I liked it very much, and I transferred it to our technique. And so you just draw whatever it is that you want, and then you plan. You have to plan. You have to understand what you're doing a little bit, but you can take some risks. You know, cardboard, it doesn't cry, it doesn't bleed. So if it doesn't work out, you just throw it back and pick up another piece of cardboard and try again. So you see, I'm planning the grid. You see the little cuts is where the grid is going to go. If you see the arrow, I'm showing you the little cuts. And you can, as I said, you can, if you don't have big enough cardboard, just stick two pieces together to get the size that you need. And then after you have all the pieces that you have planted that you need, you start putting them together. It's actually like a puzzle, a three-dimensional puzzle. You put them together until you get the grid. By the time you finish it, you have this. And then we use glue to stick all the parts together. You can use any kind of glue you want. I work with glue gun only because it is fast, and I work with professional glue for the glue gun. It's important to know that not all glues are the same quality, so you need good glue that you're sure that will stick and last. So we work with the glue gun, and we stick all the parts together. And then after we have the construction, what we do is we cover it with the external layers of cardboard. Again, you have to do how to round it and what to do first and what to do next, but this is only a technique. What I'm showing you now is the basic concept, the basic way of thinking. First is the construction, and then you cover it up, and this is the way you get the furniture. You see here we are finishing the arms of this armchair, and you know, once you finished everything, it looks quite easy. This armchair took over 4 months for me to do because I'm not working very, very rapidly. It's also something that I put on video for other people to do, for people that are my students on my online course. So this particular armchair is videoed, and there is a course for how to build this armchair. And here are some of my students where they, with their own finished armchairs, they look much better than mine. This is one version. This is another version. This lady made it double size. You see this place for 2 people to sit on it, and you can already get the idea of finishing options. You can finish it with whatever you dream of. By the way, what you see on the right side here, behind peeking behind this mini couch is also a dresser or a bedside commode with the drawers that is made from cardboard. And you can make toys, and I'm going to show you pictures of different things. You can see the way it can go. This guy is a guy from here, from Israel, that last year there was a lot of talking about him all over the internet. He invented, I don't know if invented is the right way to, he developed this bike that is entirely made of cardboard and recycled materials. And he even was invited to the UN to present his project, and he recruited money, and he just put together a factory, and his dream is to provide the entire world, especially the parts of the world that are poor, like Africa, where communication is very difficult, with very, very inexpensive bicycles, and we wish him luck. And this is, for me, the sign that you can really achieve every dream you have, everything that you have on your mind using cardboard, and the only limit is your imagination. And here are some furniture You can see that furniture can look very much like regular furniture. So this one is made of cardboard. You would never tell it's made of cardboard if I hadn't told you so. Okay, we're jumping to why we do this. First of all, we do it for the fun of it, obviously, and we do it because we love it and we enjoy doing things. There is an environmental angle to it. 40% of most of the world's waste volume is cardboard. Cardboard is accountable for 40% of the volume of the waste. So imagine if everybody in the world would make their own cardboard furniture, we could reduce this 40% to maybe nothing. And of course, although cardboard is easily treatable and it is recyclable, the mere process of recycling is not the best thing for the environment. It's better than not, but it's not the best thing because, you know, it's recycling is also polluting. So what we call reuse of materials or upcycle, which is a newly invented term from the world of ecology and environment, and it refers to taking a material which is wasteful, and instead of putting it into recycling and creating some new raw material from it using an industrial process, just taking the same material as it is and making it into something new and giving it a new life is the process of upcycle. So what we do when we create furniture and other stuff from cardboard, we actually upcycle. So we take something from the waste, we give it a new life, and instead of being a product that is that has a very short span of life, that lives for a few weeks or maybe for a few months because it was meant to be thrown away as packaging, you know, you take out whatever came in the box and the box is not needed anymore, so every cardboard that was manufactured as packaging is thrown away after a short life. And so what we do, we give it a new and a long life. The furniture we make is very long lasting. It's not discardable. It's not like one-time use furniture. It's furniture that lasts for very, very many years. Like myself, I have at home things that I created at the very beginning of my way 10 years ago, and they are still here, and they are as beautiful as they were the very first day. Of course, it depends on the use they undergo. I mean, if you work with them, but if they are like bookshelves or stuff that all you do is take out books from them, they are still they keep together very well, and surprisingly they last here for 10 years. I know that in France they already have furniture that's lasting for over 20 years. So why do we do it again? First of all, it's very easy. Everybody can do it. You do not need any special tools. You don't need heavy tools like you would need in other techniques for making furniture. So this is fantastic. And anyone can do anything they want. All you have is to imagine it. It can be any shape or form. You see, this is like a chair. A chair in the form of a shoe, which I just saw once, and it gave me the idea. Immediately I came back home, and I decided I wanted a chair like this. And so it can be any shape, any form, obviously any color, and for any purpose, any use, any functionality that you want. Also, it can be planned specifically for the space that you have, for the very specific size that you need. So once you master the technique, you can do anything that you want or need. And what you need in order to make cardboard furniture is very little. You need, I always say, not that I recommend it, but I always say if you want to start doing stuff from cardboard right now, this very moment, all you need to have at home is some glue, no matter what kind of glue, because you can do it with any kind of glue. Because cardboard, just like paper, any glue works on cardboard. Anything that glues anything else will for sure stick together cardboard, because cardboard in his nature has fiber, and fiber is very, very easy to stick together with any kind of glue. So whatever kind of glue you have, you don't need anything special. Whatever kind of glue you have, you can use it to make things from cardboard. And you need a knife. You can also use a very simple kitchen knife. Obviously, it's easier to have a good cutter, but you can also use a very simple kitchen knife with very small teeth, like for fruit or vegetables, and you can cut your stuff with this knife and glue it with a regular glue, and you can start immediately doing things from cardboard. And obviously, once you master this technique and you know how to make your own stuff, you save lots and lots of money. I can tell you that in 10 years since I started making furniture from cardboard, I did not buy a single furniture, not for myself. And many of my, close people didn't buy anything either. It's either they learned from me how to do it or they got from me gifts. I also save a lot of money on gifts because, I've been giving away things of my own making, and they're always very special, unique, personal. And I just make sure that people love them. I do not surprise people with my gifts because they cannot refund them or give them back to the shop. So I always give people what they want. Not always furniture. I also make a lot of other things. I make lightings, lampshades, etc. from cardboard. I'll show you in a minute a few pictures of very unique technique that is specific to cardboard, but I also do other things using cardboard and paper. By the way, this is my teacher on the right-hand side. I had two teachers, the guy that I told you about, and she was working with him at the time. She is extremely, extremely talented, and what you see here is her doing. On the left side, this entire huge furniture with the TV standing on it, and yes, cardboard is very, very strong. We'll talk about it in a minute. It's very strong. It can hold hundreds of kilos easily. Surprisingly enough, it can hold more weight than most of furniture that we already have at home. Cardboard, as much as we think it is soft and not very strong, if you know how to use it, it has a specific direction that you have to build your furniture with pipes of the cardboard, the corrugations, the waves standing upright against the weight. It really easily carries hundreds of kilos of weight. Actually, not a very sophisticated structure could carry up to 2 tons. Yes, that is right. 2,000 kilos can be put quite easily on cardboard furniture. Like, for example, the couch she's sitting on, any couch we have at home is not built to carry more than 250 kilos. This one would carry easily 500 kilos, even if it's not made from any special cardboard. The plainest, the softest cardboard you would find, it will carry very much weight. What you see at the back is also, you see the shelves with the decorations? It's also made of cardboard. You can make decorations any shape. It's easy to cut. It's easy to form. If you don't succeed, you just try again. The material is very cheap. You don't have to worry about it. And you can make very unique, very special things that only you have. Nobody else will have them. They will be your own design. They can be crazy. They can be different from anything you ever saw. All you need is to imagine them and then to think, how do I make them? And you make them. Furniture do not have to be any longer round, square, or brown like we're used to see them. Actually, there's a new trend. I don't know if on your side of the world you've seen it too, but recently I've read in some design magazines and I've seen it around, is a new trend of colorful furniture. I'm sure it's not going to last for very long, but we've been doing colorful furniture for quite some time now. The furniture can be, you see on the left side, this looks quite traditional. It's a faux bois. It makes to imitate the look of antique and and wood, but it's made of cardboard, so you can make this, or you can make the whimsy ones that you see in the middle or on the right. And this is me in a regular day in my studio, so you can see you can have any shape or form or color, and you can also have the furniture like the little table on the left corner at the bottom that looks like a regular furniture you would find in any store. You can make fantastic things. I love especially things that we make for children, because for children's kids rooms is where we can let our imagination go crazy with ideas. Imagine any theme you would want for a kids room. All you need to do is think how you implement it in the bed. It doesn't have to be, by the way, the entire bed. Like on the right-hand side, this bed underwent 3 versions. It was just painted differently, and it was in another theme. But on the left, you see it's actually a regular bed that the head and the foot was added to it just to give it the theme. Then the next time, after a few years, you're tired of this theme, you can change it and create a new theme. And the furniture, as I told you a minute ago, can look like very regular furniture. The only advantage is that you can lift it with a finger. It looks like very heavy wood, but it's actually something you can lift with a finger or with the hand. You can move it around very, very easily. And also you can make it yourselves. This is a table that I made for a customer, but I made it. Anybody can make it if you know how to work with cardboard. You don't need to have a workshop for wood. You don't need to have anything special. All you need is your hands, a few tools, and your imagination. And it can be cupboards. It can even be an island for a kitchen. On the right side, what you see is the kitchen island, and what we added here on top was like a desktop that is like a top that is suitable for a kitchen, but you can make it even work for the kitchen. Okay, I'm just going to let you watch. Furniture can be colorful and have interesting shapes and whatever you want. And they can be also reminiscent, reminding, homage to other stuff that you acquainted. Your desk can be like any desk you would buy in the shop. On the left side, you just build it to the size that you want, but it can be like the one on the right side. It was made to the request of my daughter when she was 7. After a while, I realized it wasn't a good idea because it's very difficult to study on this design to get concentrated, but so I do not recommend it, but basically you can make it. And you can make very plain looking furniture. This is the unit that I built recently for the computer. Actually, I'm talking to you from it right now. I wanted to change, since I've been spending a lot of time around the computer. I decided that I don't want to work any longer next to the desk. I feel much more comfortable working on a low couch. So there was nothing for me to, I couldn't buy, a red thing. So I just, I went into my workshop, and it took me 3 hours to put this thing together. It's not all the techniques that take 3 hours, but this is a very simple technique. I use the cardboard actually like I would be building from plywood. I cut it. It was double layered, and I glued it together, and it does the work. That's me, my blonde version. 10 years ago, I had my first showcase. And this is some fantastic kid stuff that people made in my classes and in the courses that I'm giving. Everybody with their own imagination and the preferences of their own kids that received it, or their own very own preferences or likes. And this is for a bit older kids, teenagers or maybe young teens, still young looking but not as childish as the animals. And these are like more professional uses. On the right side, you see a desk, a reception desk. On the left side, you see this is an item from a trade show set that we prepared. This is the entire set. You can see that many of the things we do are very imaginary, a little resembling to furniture that we used to see. People go wild with their ideas and their thoughts. And the fun stuff about it is that anybody can make it at their own homes. You don't even need to have a special space for it. Yes, it does make some mess, but not unbearable. And people actually do it at home. Okay, so you can see there is no end to ideas and things that you can do. I told you that we also make lightings, lampshades. So this is a very unique technique that is very specific to cardboard. And this is something that Anna probably saw it. I saw this. I picked it up today from the Facebook. It's a girl in France that does fantastic stuff from cardboard, and I love this bunch of pictures, so I picked it up today. And there is some more cardboard lights that are in different designs. And you can make stuff for kids, that are not permanent, that are temporary. You can build stuff with kids using cardboard. I put it here because I really love that people use cardboard for, developing children's creativity and imagination, and kids love it. They love once you show them how they can build stuff from it, they have great ideas and you can do great stuff from it. You can obviously use our building techniques and make them to be more long-lasting. Like this one is a simple box, cut and stamp some stuff. You can do it in a way that will make it be there for a longer period of time, because they go in and out for a few times and it's torn. So if you know how to work with cardboard, you can make it longer lasting. But this is, I think, a great idea too. And we also do a lot of accessories. Me personally, I make a lot of videos, tutorials of small stuff that I give them away for free. People can so that people can try and enjoy the joy of creating, of doing stuff from cardboard. It is still not in English, but I'm going to translate some of them into English. And here are some more ideas of stuff that can be made from cardboard. This is art. This artist works with cardboard by peeling layers from the cardboard. I find it amazing the way he does it. Statues, sculptures, these are industrial. So basically, there's no limit to creativity when you come to working with cardboard, but your imagination and the fact that the material is so available, so widely available, you can easily find large quantities of the material. You can do everything. It's for free, so it makes you go wild with your thoughts and ideas and imagination. And it allows you to go anywhere and everywhere you want. So how do you encounter, how do you master this knowledge or this technique or the knowledge of how to work with cardboard? So there are bad news and good news. There's very little information going around on the internet because, as I told you before, almost the only country in the world where this craft exists is France. In France, there's a lot of books. There are like 5 or 6 new books every year over the past few years. If 10 years ago when I started there was only 1 book, now there are like 30 books probably. There's every year there are a few new books. There are also sites. They even have a magazine in France, but they're all in French. So if you don't speak French or you can't read French, it's difficult to learn. the books of my teacher, Eric Guillaumard. He has 3 books. They are downloadable on Amazon. You don't even have to have them shipped. You can download them as PDFs. They are the only books that I recommend, not because he's my teacher and I like him very much, but because his books are done in such a great way that even if you do not understand the language, you can still work from his books. Some of the stuff you will not understand, so like names of materials, etc. But you can start working with his books even if you don't understand the language. These are the books that I recommend to my students here in Israel too. There's one book in English. I've seen it. I don't like it. I do not recommend it. But still, if you want, it's the only one. So maybe you should try it. What I can offer you people right now, first of all, there is my English site. It does not yet have anything of my own. It's a site where I collect tutorials that have to do with recycled crafts, paper, and cardboard. And I put there videos, I think Anna knows my site. This is going to be where I'm going to put pretty soon also some of my own tutorials. It will take me some time to translate them into English. And as you see, it's not very easy for me to give this conversation in English, but maybe when I started, it will be easier for me. So I'm going to translate some of the short ones to English. And so it will be for you an opportunity, but also, this is the bigger news. It will take some time, but I promise you, I'm working on translating and turning my online course to English, so it will be really international and available to anybody who wants it. So first of all, I want to thank you for being my first audience in listening to me giving this webinar in English. It's the first time ever I've been speaking about my craft in English, and I think that for the first time it went pretty well, and you've been a wonderful audience, especially since I don't know if you hear or understand anything I'm saying. In a minute I'm going to have a conversation with you via the Skype to hear your questions and hear what you got from it. And for now, it's like I'm speaking to myself. So this is my site, recycle-craft.com. I'll put it on the Skype pretty soon. So first of all, I invite you to go on my site and register. I'm not sending almost any emails for now. So pretty soon you're going to start getting from me emails recommending the tutorials on the site, and then some of the emails will be also with cardboard tutorials. Okay, so these are like samples of some small items that we do in the tutorials. That these are things that you could even try and start make them yourselves. Think cardboard, think frame, think mirror, think whatever, and try to make those things yourselves. It's not very difficult. This is actually what I do. I invent. So you're creative people. You can start inventing them. This is on the right hand side. This is even a bag made of cardboard, and on the left side you see like everything here is cardboard. Like the stroller is cardboard, the cabinet is cardboard, the girl with the hangers is cardboard. So you can imagine you can make lots of small stuff from cardboard. And also there is a Facebook group that's called the very same. It's called Recycled Paper Cardboard Craft. Anna is on it, so she can show you it. I also invite you to like it and follow it. You will be informed on when I will have cardboard tutorials ready for you in English. They will be on it too. And let's see if there's anything else. Okay, this is something I picked up this morning. Okay, so now Anna, I need to tell me if you're listening, if you're here, if you're tired, because I have some few pictures that I want to show you more. Okay, so just some things I'm going to go through it very fast. Some things, everything you're going to see now is cardboard, so people have some crazy ideas. They make unbelievable stuff from cardboard. And this is like a 3D printer stuff. It's laser cut. It's not handmade, but obviously you can make very similar stuff manually. This is an artist that makes replicas of real life things. Some are gigantic, some are real size. It's very difficult to know, but like the one on the left is real size, and the one on the right is giant size. And this is some real shoes. Somebody is wearing them. It's made of cardboard. And a car. It's a full-size car, Formula One, made by the same artist. Somebody replicated the car. And okay, and I'm tired though, so it's going to be over soon. But I promise you, we're going to do it again. I'm having fun. I hope you're having fun too. And again, those are things that I showed you. Remember, I told you at the beginning that there's quite a bit of industrial furniture in the world. In a minute, I'm going to ask you, and you're going to tell me if there are any in your parts of the world. But this is something that you can easily that you can find quite easily over the internet and in Europe. They are very plain looking. Some of them are nicer, like the shelving on the right side, just because of the interesting angles. It's already making it interesting. If you go on the internet, this is an Israeli company which added print to the cardboard, and I find it very nice. They have a whole bunch of new, very nice products, but still you can see that they are always straight lines, and the foldable technique is limited. You can do amazing things, but not amazing shapes and designs. And our technique is a lot more labor. There's a lot more work to do, but you can do anything you want. And these are designer items in the United States and in Europe. You can find today some designers that specialize in cardboard. So these are designer items that are sold in the price of designers. And this is, I think, maybe the one that I was impressed with when I made my my couch. This is some more items from Frank Gehry's collection, but these are the ones that are not manually but industrially manufactured. You can see the way the cardboard is cut, very, very accurate. You see many layers, very, very precise. It's everything. Every piece looks exactly like the piece before, so it's not by hand. Again, designer items. This is on the right side. It's an Italian mark. Some great ideas, decorations. And again, this is also the two lampshades on the left side are also made by a very famous designer. Actually, he's a very young and successful one from England. And he made himself famous through this technique of lamps and other stuff that he made from cardboard. He's not making only cardboard anymore, but he made himself so famous through it. The item here on the right side that says G is for his name. His name is Jill Miller. And it's a case for a laptop. Also, the same technique is here. Excuse me. I'll have some water. Art. Amazing art is being made from cardboard. This is the same guy that does the replicas. This car is in a full size of a car, and the bikes are in the full size of cars. They are exact replicas of what they depict. And even interior decoration. You see, everything here is made of cardboard, and it's a real office. Now, not only that everything is made of cardboard, you know, the cabinets, the tables, only the chairs, they picked up chairs and computers, obviously, but the stairs are made of cardboard, and then there is the second floor is held entirely on columns made of cardboard, And as you see on the top, there's a table with at least 4 seats. So at least 4 people for sure can sit in this conference room that is on the second floor of this cardboard construction. You can see another angle on the right side. Obviously, they use it for shows, for theater, for putting together stuff, and also some products that are quite surprising. This is a computer casing, and on the right side it's a speaker. Apparently, cardboard is not only strong, but it's also very isolating for both cold and heat and sound. So it's good for both for the computers. It keeps it from heating, and for the speakers for the conducting of the sound. And again, the guy with the bikes, but these are other bikes. These are earlier bikes that were made in England, and they were actually made to prevent the theft. In England is the country where most number of bicycles are being stolen. I once saw statistics where every 9 seconds a bike is stolen in England. So this idea was to make a very inexpensive bike for people to move, especially in cities, jewelry. And this camera was a promotion that IKEA made in some parts of the world a couple of years ago. They gave people cameras made of cardboard so that people can photograph themselves at home with IKEA items. And these are houses. Now, on the left side, this is a foldable house. This is like a caravan. You put it on top of your car. You take it away on your trip with you, and then where you come, you just unfold it, and you can live with it in it. But on the right-hand side, this is a building built entirely from bricks made of cardboard. This is cardboard that was manufactured especially for this purpose. It was worked so that it is waterproof. It is resistant against humidity, and it is used to replace bricks because of the qualities that I previously mentioned, that it is very good for isolation. It isolates it keeps heat, cold, and sound. So this is an interesting direction. And this is the guy that manufactures industrially surfing boards from cardboard. Obviously, it is covered with something that isolates the cardboard inside from the water outside, because cardboard obviously does not tolerate water. So whatever we do, we have to isolate it against humidity and water. And this guy here is Shigeru Ban. He is the leading architect in the world. He's Japanese, obviously, in building with cardboard. He mainly builds with cardboard cores. You see the pipes, core pipes. So this is a bridge, a real bridge. And this is a church and a gathering place, quite large, as you can see, entirely made of cardboard. And this is another construction, and this is something entirely crazy, made of cardboard, but this is made specifically. And this is a dome. You can see the size of the dome. If you look at the back, you see a person. So this is like 10 meters in diameter and 3 meters tall. And it's entirely made of cardboard cores. And then you can make costumes. You can make whatever you want. Okay, so this is my Hebrew site. On my Hebrew site, the problem is that you cannot find because you don't know how to write in Hebrew. But if you could find all the tutorials that I already have. So I promise you that gradually I'm going to start. That's it. I'm going to start and translating into English so that you and other people around the world will be able to enjoy it. So, as you see, my voice is growing tired. It is a challenge for me. Next time it's not going to be this long. Thank you very much for being. And now we're going to move to the Skype. So I would very much like to hear from you how it was for you, and if you have questions, etc. So I'm shutting down the site, and we're going to move